Century program, and today we're interviewing the principal of Leland High School, Mr. Haywood. First off, Mr. Haywood, we would like to thank you for letting us as Leland High School students interview the principal of Leland High School.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, Mr. Haywood, what influenced you to become a principal?
I would have to say there were several influences, but the strongest influence I would have to say would be my high school basketball coach. He served as a really strong disciplinarian, but also kind of served as a guide for us when I was coming up in high school. So I think he influenced me to, advance my studies and to further my education. He was serving as our assistant principal, so he kind of told me about some things that were going on and kind of showed me what it was about. So I think he influenced me most of all.
Mm-hmm. And what changes would you as a principal like to see to upgrade the school?
Wow. What changes? If I had to do any upgrading to the school at this point, I would probably do something in the lines of safety. I'm a big safety person, and I try and do all I can to make sure that the students are always safe. Some type of surveillance system, some type of weapons checker when you come through the door, just something to make sure that all of our students are safe. A lot goes on with schools if you watch the news, so I think that I would look in terms of safety in that area.
And what are your 5 top priorities with staff and students?
Whew, 5 top priorities. I would have to say, and in this order, state test, state test, state test, state test, state test. And you know that drives everything, and how our students score, how our community and schools are looked at. So I think that our priorities now are on state tests. But if we get those things functioning, everything else falls in line. So that's where our priorities are now.
What tasks or responsibilities do you yourself delegate, and what do you do?
I'm a person who feels like I want to make sure things are done a certain way, so I don't delegate too much. I do allow certain people to do things, such as my counselor work with students on an individual basis. My lead teacher works with students as needed. He also helps out with discipline. But I try and make sure that I do the majority of things myself, since I'm responsible for it. I'm a big person on that. So a lot of things you won't see delegated, but some you will see. Some you will see. So some discipline is delegated, and my counselor does some things as well.
Why did you want to become the principal of Leland High School?
Why did I want to become the principal of Leland High School? It's a funny story. When I started in education 14 years ago, I started at a school that was about 10 miles from where I grew up. A couple of years passed, I had an opportunity to actually start working at the school that I grew up in, that I graduated from, and I started working there in 2000. They had just started giving schools levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. And we started on we were at a level 1. We worked really hard, and we became a level 4. Well, the top level was a level 5. Well, the only other school in the area that was a level 5 was, guess who? Leland. And we worked and worked and worked to try and get to level 5, but we never got there while I was there. So strangely enough, we wanted to know what was Leland doing. I mean, Leland was a level 5 for years and years and years and years and years. Almost seemed like a decade. So, we always wondered, what were they doing in Leland, Mississippi? Well, this year the opportunity presented itself, and I say it would be wonderful to go to Leland and to see exactly what they did in order to get that school back, or get that school to a level 5. So that was why I chose to come to Leland.
What are your goals for Leland High School, and how do you plan to achieve them?
I have several goals, but the biggest goal that I have is to bring or help get Leland back to the level 5 or the successful school status. As you all are aware of our current school status. Teachers are working hard, students are working hard, everyone's working hard to get us back to a successful level. So that's my vision for Leland, to get us back to that success level where you see all those t-shirts in the office with level 5, or we want to say successful school or a school across the board like that as well. So that's my goal. Another goal is to get you all to understand the importance of what we do every day, the importance of state testing, the importance of how we're viewed by the Department of Education and everybody on the outside. So those are some goals that I have, but long term, to get Leland back to a successful status and to remain there.
What discipline standards or procedure have you found effective when dealing with students?
I think that what I found most effective would be probably parent conferences, getting parents involved and bringing parents up to talk about what's going on with their child or children. That's been really effective. Parents have been really understanding and helpful in trying to get their child's behavior corrected, or trying to help us out in any way that they can. So if I had to say that one of the techniques that we use that's effective would be parent conferences. I think consistency is also a key as far as discipline and how that works. We consistently try to do the same thing, regardless of what student it is, regardless of who they are. We try to maintain some consistency.
And what is the biggest challenge while working at this school?
I think the biggest challenge thus far has been trying to increase the level of parental involvement. We do understand that you all are high school students and it's a little bit more difficult to get your parents involved, but we're trying to do some things to get parents involved and increase parental involvement. So that's the biggest challenge so far. We have a lot of bright students who can score well, who behave well. So we just want to get parents involved as well, so they know what's going on with you all and are able to help us. So I think that's the biggest challenge so far, is increasing parental involvement.
Principal Haywood, we would like to thank you for your time on behalf of Leland High School.
You're welcome. And it's been a pleasure.